So today we will talk about cancer genes. So in this portion of the Robbins, we will generally talk about the genes that are responsible for malignant behavior of a cell. So cancer genes, they are the genes that cause disease by mutations, and these mutations, they alter the function of genes, that is a finite set of the gene, that is 20,000 genes. So we know there are 20,000 genes that encode for proteins, and if there are any mutations in these 20,000 genes that alter the function of these genes in such a way that they become carcinogenic now, so that they are called cancer genes in such a situation. So any sort of mutation that alter the function of this finite set of genes which account for proteins, they are called cancer genes. Now these cancer genes, why are they called cancer genes? Because they are recurrently affected by genetic aberrations. For example, there is a gene and it is undergoing any changes or aberrations, but these changes are not happening for once, rather it is being exposed to it continuously, so it is recurrently affected by these things. Now causative agents, the agents that cause mutations in the genes, they can be environmental agents like certain poisons, lead, etc., chemicals, radiations, viruses. They can also be caused spontaneously, and they can be inherited by germline defects. So these are the mutations that, if occur recurrently, they can cause genetic aberrations, and these genetic aberrations will lead to mutations, and these mutations will alter the function of these genes, and hence they will form wrong proteins, and hence we will have cancer genes, and these cancer genes will produce malignant behavior. So this is how everything is related. Now cancer genes have been classified into functional classes. Their functional classes are, you can remember from the mnemonic OTAI. The OTAI mnemonic is O is oncogenes. So first of all, we can talk about the oncogenes. Normal, if you have a cell, let's go for a diagram over here. If you have a cell has a receptor in it which is known as a growth receptor, and a factor, a stimulus, that is a growth factor, comes onto the growth receptor. They attach and they do mitosis. So this is normal thing that occurs, and that mitosis and this whole passageway is actually controlled by the proto-oncogenes or the normal genes. But what happens in sometimes, what happens that even in the absence of the growth factor, the cell starts to grow. Even in the absence of the growth factors. In such a situation, what has happened? The proto-oncogene, this type of normal gene, has been mutated. It has been converted into an oncogene, and it produces a transformed phenotype. It produces a different kind of phenotype, a different kind of physical appearance, and promotes increased cellular growth. And this increased cellular growth now encodes transcription factors, and these transcription factors, what can they do? They can promote growth signaling pathways, and they can enhance cell survival. So oncogenes, basically they allow uncontrolled cell division, and they produce transformed physical appearances or phenotypes, and they increase the growth of the cell in such a way that the cell is growing and it is mitoting, it is doing mitosis in even in the absence of the growth factor or the stimulus, and they do so by doing transcription factors, encoding transcription factors, the pro-growth signaling pathway, and they enhance the cell survival. And these mutations and these oncogenes, they are dominant. Even if a single gene is defective in the two pair, the single allele is defective, it will show its dominant effect. So this is why the oncogenes, they are dominant. From the mnemonic, the OTAI, we have done oncogenes. Then we have second class, that is tumor suppressor genes. So what do we mean by that? So any type of gene that will control this uncontrolled type of growth of the cell, that will be a tumor suppressor gene. So it prevents uncontrolled growth. It prevents this uncontrolled cell division that is taking place by these oncogenes. Now, any type of mutation that takes place in this tumor suppressor gene, what will it do? It will produce transformed phenotype. in this one there was transformed phenotype, in this one there was transformed phenotype as well. Now, in the type of mutation that takes place in tumor suppressor gene, it is a recessive mutation. Both the alleles need to be recessive ones to produce this type of mutation in this tumor suppressor gene. Both normal alleles need to be damaged to produce this effect, and whenever the tumor suppressor gene will be damaged, what will happen? It will produce a type of mutation that the cell continues to grow. The growth is uncontrolled now because there is nothing to stop it. So this was having negative effect on growth, and when it is mutated, now there is negative effect. Now there is no negative effect to control this whole mutation. And when there is no negative effect, when there is no control, no check and balance on the mutation, the cell will grow in excessive manner, and hence a tumor will be produced. So tumor suppressor gene is supposed to control the abnormal growth. Now, tumor suppressor gene can be of two types. They can be governors and they can be guardians. Governors, they put brake on cellular proliferation. They put brake on this mitosis that is taking place. They break this whole pathway. And guardians, responsible for sensing genomic damage. For example, any genetic aberration is taking place, like I was telling over here. So there will be guardian genes will be activated, and these guardian genes will go to that DNA damage or genomic damage, and they will repair or do the damage control response. In case of less damage, they will cessate or they will stop the proliferation. In case of high damage, they will induce apoptosis. So up till now we have done oncogenes, which are mutated form of proto-oncogenes, and their mutation is dominant, and any type of mutation will produce uncontrolled growth. Whereas this type of tumor suppressor genes, they are supposed to suppress this uncontrolled growth. They are of two types. They are governors and guardians. Governors, they stop the proliferation, whereas guardians, they sense any aberrations in the genomic damage, and they induce the damage control response. In case of less damage, they stop proliferation from happening. In case of high damage, they induce apoptosis to remove that type of damaged genome. Understood? And whenever the tumor suppressor genes, they will undergo mutation, that is by recessive manner, in such a way they will not be able to control the tumor. Now we have apoptosis. From this mnemonic we have OTI. So we have oncogenes done, we have tumor suppressor genes done, we have the apoptosis regulatory genes. Now these apoptosis regulatory genes, they are supposed to enhance the cell survival, and they enhance the survival of which cells? Generally, they enhance the survival of normal cells, but if they are enhancing the survival of cancer cells, then they are very much dangerous. So they protect against apoptosis, and they're overexpressed in cancer cells. And whenever there is any type of mutation in them, apoptosis regulatory gene, they are having mutation, they will promote apoptosis, and hence they are underexpressed or inactivated in not the non-cancerous cells, in the non-cancerous cells. So apoptosis regulatory genes, they protect against apoptosis, and they generally support the cancer cells. Whenever there is mutation, what will they do? They will promote apoptosis, and that apoptosis promotion, that suppression of this gene will help us in therapy to promote the apoptosis and hence remove the cancer cells. And then we have last one, interaction regulatory genes. These interaction regulatory genes, they enhance or they regulate the interaction between tumor and the host cells. They enhance or they inhibit the recognition of tumors by host cell. For example, this is a host cell, it has the receptors on it. So interaction regulatory genes can increase the receptor so that the tumor can be identified easily. So this is enhancement. Or they can decrease the receptors, and in such a way, when the receptors will be decreased, what will happen? The host cell will not be able to recognize the tumor, and when receptors will be more, host cell will have an enhanced reception or enhanced recognition of the tumor. So this was about functional classes. So the functional classes are oncogenes, the otainemonic oncogenes, tumor suppressor genes, the apoptosis regulatory genes, and interaction regulatory genes. And now we have done all the functional classes. Up till now, in the next video, inshallah, we will be discussing about the type of mutations that take place. Till now, I hope you understood each and everything that I explained through this video. We will meet in the next video, inshallah. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel so you learn Robbins in the most fun and easiest way through my notes.